Okay, so we will discuss today on organization. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think you all also must be familiar with this term. So what do you think? What do you mean by organization? Yes? Organization means you don't know what is organization. Hospital is what? Hospital is what? Is an organization? Yes or no?
Yes.
Even even please mute your microphone. Okay, if you have any question or if you want to answer, you can unmute, but no background noises. Okay, so organization is something which functions as one. Okay, so in that particular, suppose like hospital is one form of organization. So under this organization, what happened? We have different people working. Okay, we have starting from the chief medical director, then we have the medical superintendent, we have the nursing superintendent. So many peoples are involved in order to form one organization. Okay, and under the organization also there are various each and every organization have their own policy, they have their own aims, objectives. Suppose for this particular coming years they have some specific motto, vision that they have aim to reach. So every people working in one particular organization, okay, they are working together in order to achieve a common goal. Okay, so whenever we say organization, it's like nothing in that it is like a particular this one it is like an ways where in which people, so many people are being involved, okay, with different responsibilities working together towards a common goal. So it's like a structure. Okay, so whenever we say organization, it is the formal structure of authority. Okay, authority means the responsibilities to which work subdivisions are arranged, defined, and coordinated for the defined objectives. Okay, so like for I've already given you the example of one organization, that is hospital. Okay, so under hospital also we have different people working together. We have different subdivision, and each people have their own job responsibilities. Okay, the responsibilities of a nursing superintendent will be different from that of a staff nurse. So everyone are very well aware, but all are working towards what? Towards achievement of the common goal of the organization. Okay, so this definition was given by Luther Gulick. Another definition, it says an organization is a group of people who are cooperating under the direction of a leadership for the accomplishment of a common end or a common goal. Okay, so this definition again, it is given by R.C. Davis. So this definition also, it is explains briefly in a very well, okay, defined. It is said that because first of all, whenever we work any organization, like us, we are working under that organization. So our main aim is always to achieve the overall aim of the organization. So, okay, so we need to work in cooperation with so many people under the organization. And obviously we cannot function, even in the previous class we have talked about leadership. Okay, so we always need leader. Without leader we cannot operate. Okay, so we always need someone who will guide us, someone who we can take up the supervision if we have any trouble. So under the guidance of a leader, we are all working together in an organization to achieve a common goal. Okay, so this definition is given by R.C. Davis. Whose microphone is disturbing? Please mute your microphone. Okay, okay, so these are the definition of an organization. Okay, so you remember it is a formal structure where different people are working together or cooperating together towards a common goal. Okay, so what are the characteristics of an organization? Okay, so first of all, it has a basic function of management. Okay, so obviously without any proper organizational structure or without any proper organizational chart, we won't be able to achieve anything. Okay, so whenever we say organization, it is a very important part of management. Okay, because under the organization itself we are having so many division of work. Okay, so we are very clear with our own role, what we need to do. Okay, who are the people whom we can, okay, what are the direction of line of authority, responsibilities. So that's why it acts as a very important function of management. It is based on common objectives, which even in the previous definition also it was clearly being described that we always once we are in on the organization, we are always working towards a common goal. Okay, it creates a structure of relationship, because as we are working in an organization, we always need to develop a very good interpersonal relationship. Okay, so most probably we have a formal type of relationship, okay, suppose among the workers, among their leaders. So we always have a structure of relationship, okay, through which we can cooperate. Then it is also a process. Why we say it is a process? Because under organization we have so many things are being involved, starting from the delegation of responsibilities, division of work, okay, coordinating, cooperating, communication. So that's why this organization is also considered as a process. Okay, so these are like some of the few characteristics of an organization. Okay, so the next, why do we need organization, or what are the importance of organization? Okay, so first of all is the specialization. Okay, because what happened if we don't, please mute your microphone. Whose microphone is on? Whose microphone is on? Please mute. Jenny. Jenny, please mute your microphone. Okay, so what is the importance of organization? Okay, because what happened if there is no organization, if there is no specific organizational structure, so everyone will be very confused. There will be very so many role confusion. Okay, nobody will be clear what they need to do. Okay, what are the responsibilities, whom I should approach. Okay, like, so that's why whenever we have any form of organization, so it helps in the specialization. The first thing it says specialization. Okay, so whenever we say specialization, it is nothing but a division of work. Okay, so how do we divide the work? We mostly divide it based on the patient's ability or their capability. Okay, so there are some specific people who are very good, suppose in the computer system, so they are being assigned in that area. So with that also, whenever we assign work or wherever we divide it, it also acts as a specialization. So those people, group of people, they are specialized in those area. Okay, so that is, and how do we do this? This is being done with the help of organization. Okay, second is role clarity. This is also very important. Okay, so because if I'm working in any form of organization, so I should be very well versed, like what are the duties or what are the responsibilities I should do. Okay, suppose now I'm working as a lecturer, so I should know what are my job responsibilities as a lecturer. Okay, so while working in any organization, so we are should be very clear, then only we'll be able to be physically, mentally, we have to be prepared. Okay, but what are the things which will come up? Okay, so and we have to also see that whatever job responsibility that is being assigned to me, I should be very well confident with that. I should be able to delegate it. Okay, I should be able to work on that. So that's why organization, it helps in developing a role clarity. So everyone in working in any organizations, they will be very clear what are their responsibilities. Second, a third one, it says better coordination and communication. Okay, so because like I've said, in the later class we will discuss about organizational chart. You will be able to see clearly in one view only. You'll be able to know, okay, what are the different relationship between the employees and employers. Okay, so what are, who are the people at the top? Okay, how, what are the flow of relationship, how does it goes? So all this, for better communication and coordination also we need organization. Okay, better utilization of human resources, because when we keep everything very well organized, so we are keeping the right people at the right job. Okay, so we cannot just keep people. That's why before dividing the people also to in that any particular area, we have to also first know the capability. Okay, so by knowing the capability, we are keeping them on their right people at the right job. So by doing this, we are helping the productivity of the organization. Okay, so this, how it is being done, it is all under the organization. Okay, and the last is effective management. Okay, so for effective management of all the people working under the organization. So we have to have a very clear view of the organizational structure. So these are some of the points, okay, why we need organization. Okay, so we need it because with the help of organization, it becomes, everything becomes very well organized. Okay, we have people are every people are very well versed with what are the responsibilities. There will be a very good coordination, communication. Okay, then we will be able to keep the right people at the right job, or better utilization of human resources and effective management. Okay, so the next is, what are the minimum requirements for any organization to function properly? So what are the things which we need to have? Okay. So the first thing it says is a clarity, right? I've also mentioned even in the previous slides. So in order to function properly in any organization, first of all, we have to have a very good role clarity or job responsibilities. Okay. So as a nurses, so first of all, we need to know, okay, what are my job responsibilities, where is my position standing at present. Okay, who, like, what are the, who are the people who I can delegate work, who are, okay, so all this we have to be, have a very clear view. Okay, so where they belong, where they stand in relation to the quality and quantity of the performance, as well as where to go for assistance. This is very important, especially the last line. Okay, so we should be very clear, because suppose if you're working as a staff nurse in any organization, suppose if any incidents happen during that your duty hours, you cannot directly go to the medical superintendent. So first of all, you need to approach to the ward in charge. Then from there again, it will go to the nursing superintendent. So the flow of communication should go in that way. Okay, so by having a well-versed organization, what happened, we will be able to know, okay, what are the, who are the people whom I can approach when I need help. Okay, so we have the change of communication should go in that way. Okay, so the next thing which is very important is obviously the economy. Okay, so the nurse need as much self-control of their work as they can possibly be given. Okay, then they need to be self-monitoring. Then there should be the smallest possible number of overhead personnel necessary to keep the decision. So this also, it is also very important for the nurses, okay, to function well versed in the this one in the organization. So the next is a direction of vision. Okay, so the nurses manager must direct their vision and that of the employee. So we have to have a very clear vision, what we have in, okay, what we have visualized for patients, for the organization as a whole. Okay, what are the things we need to, so we have to have a very clear vision of what we want to achieve, suppose in the next 1 month or in the next 1 year. Okay, so what are my vision, okay, for quality care, patient care, so all those. And also we should also try to encourage and even share our vision, okay, with our other sub employees who are working under us, to motivate them. Okay, so the nurse manager must direct the vision and that of the employee towards the performance. Okay, towards the future as a whole. Okay, towards the strength. Okay, so we should try to achieve this. Then the next is the decision making, obviously in each and every starting from a simple task. Okay, so we always need to be very clear, we have to be a very good decision maker. Okay, so first of all, we have to always think logically. Okay, we have to have a critical thinking ability. So decision, we have to be a very good in giving a proper, taking a proper decision, okay, in proper time, especially during a very critical uh, time. So we have to be very cautious, and we have to be very good in decision making. So the nurses should be organized to make decision on the right issues at the right levels, okay, and the right time. Okay, and organized to convert the decision into work and accomplishment. Okay, so that's why we have to be a very well, okay, so we should know properly what are the things that I should prioritize. Okay, so who are the things which I should focus now. So because based on this only, you'll be able to accomplish the work. Okay, or we can say work accomplishment. So accountability and stability is also very important. Okay, so whenever we work in any organization, so we have to have a sense of responsibility towards that organization as well as towards our patient, as, okay, as a nurse. So we have to have that sense of stability also. So stability, how we can achieve it, by having a very good working environment. Okay, so and by having some form of this one income. Okay, stability, that is also very important, job security. So all these things actually they are very important part in order to achieve this stability, and also we have to have the sense of accountability. Okay, so the nurse can also achieve their function and productivity by attaining their objectives. So the last one it says is the perception. Okay, so perception and self-renewal. The nursing services should be organized to produce future leaders. Okay, so we should always aim, okay, looking, visualizing and improving the nursing profession. Okay, and should produce continue learning. So at first, that's why we always encourage continuing nursing education. So learning is never an ending process. Okay, as long as we are living, there are so many things which we need to learn. Okay, so we should never consider learning just because I have done this, so I will not learn, I will not take up any more future learning program. So actually learning is always, it is a continuous process. Okay, so these are some of the minimum requirements which we required for any organization. Okay, so next up we will see with the organizational structure. Okay, so organizational structure, when we say it is a formal established pattern of relationship. Okay, so in order to understand very clearly about the organizational structure, we will discuss about the organizational chart. Okay, so and it also, it is the way the division, department function and people are linked together, they interact, okay, in organizational structure. It is also a framework where the whole management process takes place. Okay, so each and every organization, they need to have a very clear, definite organizational structure. Okay, so where all the people are being divided, okay, based on their job responsibilities. Okay, so and it also acts as a foundation where the whole superstructure of the management is built, and the managers and employees, they work together. Okay, and the division of works and authority, it is clearly being described in an organizational structure. Okay, then what are the main purpose of this organizational structure, if you say? Okay, so first of all, it helps in dividing the work to be done in a specific job and a specific department. Okay, because if you don't have a proper organizational structure, then we will not know. Okay, suppose for especially for example, just for a particular word to function properly, so at least we need some head of the department of that area. Okay, some, again under them also the employees who will be working directly. So all these things is very important. So how do we do that? With the help of the organizational structure. So it helps in proper division of work. Okay, then it assigns tasks and responsibilities associated with individuals jobs. Then it coordinates diverse organizational tasks. Okay, there are some organizational tasks also that needs to be, because when we are working in an organizations, we are not only occupied with only one form of organizational task. Okay, so there are so many tasks which we need to be well aware of, which we need to perform. So we have to be very uh, well prepared, and we have to perform so many different types of tasks. Okay, so we should know how to coordinate. There are some tasks like, if not only the nurses, for that particular patient, suppose not only the nurses should perform, so for that to complete that particular task, what happens sometimes, we even need the assistance of the other um, team member or the medical team. So that's why we should know how to coordinate during those time. Okay, establishes relationship between individuals, groups and departments. Okay, then it also help in establishing formal lines of authority. Okay, so these are the purposes, and also it helps in the allocation of organizational resources. So this is also very important. Okay, so we should, in order to make sure that there is a better utilization of the resources. When we say resources, means it comes in terms of human or staff resources, okay, materials, as well as money. Okay, so these three things when comes whenever we say resources. Okay, man, material and money. Okay, so for, so all this also we need a proper organizational structure. So with the help of organizational structure only, we will be able to do all this work. Okay, then it also clusters jobs into unit. Okay, because at last we'll be, even though when we work in any organization, we might be having so many sub departments or subdivisions, but at the end we are all working for the betterment of the organization. So we work together as a unit. Okay, And we time to time, we always also need coordination and cooperation with each and every other, like with all the other departments or the various other units. Okay. So this is the main purposes why we need an organizational structures. Okay. So we will see now what are the basic part. Whenever we say organizational structures, it has some basic parts. Okay. So the following are some of the basic parts of the organization structure. So first of all, it's a strategic apex. So what is this? It comprises of the people with overall responsibilities of the organization. So like, for example, the board leader, the chief executive, and the other top level managers. So they are concerned with setting goals, planning and policies, develop strategies to implement plans and accomplish goals. Okay. So this also, I think you must, if you have seen any organizational chart, you will also be seeing that at the top of the chart, okay, at the top of the hierarchy, we always have the top level managers. Okay, so those people comes under the strategic apex. So in those people, they are the one who are really, they are the one who are responsible for the planning, okay, for the developing any form of strategies, policies, as well as implementing. Okay, and so these all comprises under the strategic apex. Okay, that is at the top level. Then the second is the operating core. So this consists of all those who perform the basic work related to the production or services. Okay, and it is the heart of the organization that is concerned with the output. So and they secure the inputs of services. And the third one is called as the middle line. Okay, so this middle line is the lining pin between the strategic apex and the operating core. Okay, and the change runs from superior manager then to the first line supervisors, and technostructures and supporting staff are in the left and right of the middle line. Okay, so whenever we say middle line, that means these are those people who are in the middle level. Okay, so operating core means, when we say operating core, I mean these are those people who are really performing the function. Okay, so middle line, that means they are in between this operating core and the strategic apex. So for example, in an organization, okay, so we have the board leaders, so those come at the strategic apex. And when we say the middle line, means suppose for a hospital organization, suppose for nursing, so we have the the nursing superintendent, she comes under the middle line. And when we say the operating core, that means comes the staff nurse. Okay, so this is how the organizational structure work. Okay, so these are the three important basic things whenever we talk about organizational structure. So it have the strategic apex, or these are the top level managers, or the board leaders. Okay, then we have the operating core, and these are those people who are really performing the basic functions and all. Then we have the middle line. Okay, so what is the importance actually of this organizational structure? So first of all, it enables the members to know what are the responsibilities, okay, and it also helps the managers and the individual workers to concentrate on the respective roles and responsibilities, okay, because once we are having a proper organizational structure, so we are very well known where, okay, what are my job, what are the things that I need to do. So this becomes very uh, a very good working environment will be developed, okay, in this. Coordinate all organizational activities so that there is a minimal duplication of effort or conflict. This is also very important. Okay, so by proper division of work, okay, and responsibilities, everyone knows what are the things they need to know. Because again, what happens if you are not, if people are not being divided, if the division of work is not done properly, then sometimes what happens, like duplication of work also can be done. Suppose one department also will do the same work and another department also will be performing the same work. So it just, sometimes it might just create some misunderstanding. Okay, and it may also cause some like wasting, okay, just wasting of energy, wasting of resources. Okay, so in order to avoid all those, so we need an organizational structure. It also avoid overlapping of function because it pinpoints the responsibilities, and it shows to whom and for whom they are responsible. Okay, that means whom we can go for assistance. You are working, like for whom we are working under, whose assistance. So this is actually overall about the organizational structures. Okay, so this is about what do you mean by organization. Okay, so what are the characteristics, the purposes, and what are the minimum requirements for organizations, and what do you mean by organizational structures, Okay, so what are the purposes, the parts, and the main importance? Okay, so far we have any question? Yes.